Here we are in section 4.3, exercises part A, with numbers 1 through 5. These are review problems from the last chapter. Let's see what they have. Number 1, 3 types of horses are in a local ranch. The number of Arabians is 8 more than twice the number of quarter horses. The number of Clydesdales is 50 more than the number of quarter horses. There are a total of 282 horses at the ranch. How many of each kind are there? Well, we need our variable. So each kind, we're going to have Arabians. Let's use that variable right there. Quarter horses, that one right there. Clydesdales, and then we have a total of 282. So whatever it is, the A, Q, and C need to add up to 282. So now let's read it one more time and get some more information. The number of Arabians, so let's write this out. A equals, that's 8 more than twice the number of quarter horses. Okay, so that's one equation. It has two variables in it. That might make it difficult to solve for numbers. Okay, here we have Clydesdales is 50 more than the number of quarter horses. There we go. That's good. So let's add them all up. Total of 282. So we have the Arabians plus the quarter horses plus the Clydesdales will equal 282. So the Arabians, we know right what A is right up here. That's good. That can go right down there. 8 plus 2Q, good. Plus the number of quarter horses plus the number of Clydesdales, which is 50 plus Q equals 282. Hey, look at what we just made. It almost like jumps out at us. Happy, smiley face. We have an equation. We know how to solve this. Let's first put everything together that is the same. There's a 2Q and a Q and a Q. So that is, let's write it over here in a different color, 4Q. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4Q plus 58 equals 282. Oh, look at that. Now the Q's are all put together and we can get rid of the 58. So 4Q, subtract 58 from both sides, gives us 224. Now we divide both sides by 4 and we get Q equals 56. So there are 56 quarter horses. Will that help us find out the others? Yeah. If this Q is actually a 56, then 50 plus 56, the number of Clydesdales is 106. And if we know that there are 56 of these quarter horses, let's put it right here, 56. 2 times 56 is 112 plus 8. The A would equal 120. There are 120 Arabians. Oh, good. And Clydesdales. Let's look and check our answer. 56 quarter horses, 106 Clydesdales, and 120 Arabian. Excellent. Let's look at number 2. What is the slant height? So that was L in the formula of a cone. Okay, looks like this. There's a cone that has surface area, that was SA, of 219.91 square inches. And yep, that's an area in inches squared. And a radius is 5 inches. So this is a shape. This is good because it gives us a formula that we can stick in. So if we check back in our book, the surface area of a cone is surface area equals pi RL plus pi R squared. Good. Let's stick in what we know. 219.91 for surface area. And that equals pi times radius is 5 times L plus pi times R, which is 5 squared. Ooh, so that actually is, let's come over here to the far side in a different color so we have enough room. So we get 219.91 equals 5 times pi times L plus, is that 5 times 5, 25 pi. Good. And what do we want to get by itself? It says, what is the slant height? We have to pull things away to let L be by itself. So subtract this 25 pi Now, if you wanted to put that in your calculator and see what decimal it was, that's fine. But we're going to subtract it from both sides. Subtract 25 pi, subtract 25 pi. We'll do this right here, and then minus 25 pi. We'll put this all in the calculator at the end. But if you'd like to do it as we go step by step, you're certainly welcome to. Equals 5 pi L. Okay, how do we get the L by itself? We undo this timesing by 5 pi. So we divide by 5 pi. Good. And let's pull out the calculator and see what that comes up to. 219.91 minus 25 times pi. Okay, now we better hit equals on that to make sure everything on the top of the fraction is all there. Then we're going to divide by, now we've got to put the 5 and the pi in parentheses. So 5 times pi is all on the bottom. So we took the whole top divided by 5 times 3.14159, that whole pi number right there. And that's the bottom, 15.7. Hit equals, and we get 8.9999. Oh, wow, that's a lot of nines. Even rounding at 2 decimal places, we get that L equals 9. 9.0000. There we go, 9.0. And are we in inches or inches squared? The height, slant height, is going to be just in inches. So L equals 9 inches. Let's check a look at the answer. Yeah, slant height is 9 inches. Great. Okay, number 3. The perimeter of a rectangle is 120 inches. If the length of the rectangle is 3 more than twice the width, what are the dimensions of the rectangle? So we have a rectangle here, and it says the perimeter is 120 inches. Okay, the length of the rectangle, so we have a width and a length, and the length is, that's equals 3 more than twice the width. 3 more than twice the width. And each one of those has a mathematical meaning there, 3 plus 2w. Okay, so how do we make an equation out of all this information? Well, it's a shape, so we already know a formula, and so we look up rectangle, perimeter, and we get this one, P equals 2L plus 2W. Okay, we can do this one. We know that P is 120, so let's put that in. 120 equals 2 times the length, but we know something about the length. We're given a clue there that it is 3 plus 2W, and then add that 2W over there. So 2L plus 2W. Hey, look at that. Happy face. We now have an equation that we can solve. Let's write it up here in a little different color so we can see it worked out. 120 equals, distribute this guy in, and you get 6 plus 4W plus 2W. Well, we can put those W's together. That's just combining like terms. 6 plus 6W. Subtract 6 from both sides to try to get the W closer to being by itself. 114. And then divide both sides by 6. So let's pull this out. 114 divided by 6 equals 19. So W equals 19. Well, what does that mean for our problem here? The width is 19. What are we in feet? It's in inches. So 19 inches is the width. And let's see if we can do the length now. If the length is 3 more than twice the width, which is 19, length equals 3 plus 2 times 19. 2 times 19 is 38 plus 3. The length must be 41 inches. All right, so we are 19 inches by 41 inches. Let's double check those answers. Oh, there it is, 41 by 19. Good. Number 4. Here we have an original price, $392.50, and then we add a tax onto it, and that's a plus sign, so we're adding the tax of 6%. Percents always need to multiply something. Percent of what? And in this case, we're taking of that original price. So we're not going backwards, and we don't need algebra for this particular problem. What we're doing is we're just starting with the original price, 392.5 or 0.50, and add to that 6%, that's 0.06 of the original price, 392.5. Yeah. So we took and got the tax that would be added on by 6% of that number, then added it on. Let's plug that in our calculator and see what we get here. 392.5 plus 0.06 times 392.50, or you don't need that zero. And we get 416.05. Okay, let's go and check our answer. 416.05. Good. Number 5. Original price we don't know, but we're going to take a tax, which is addition, adding 7%. Now 7% of what? It's not 7% of that, it's 7% of the original price. So we don't know it. So we have to go backwards and find out. This is where algebra is valuable. We pick a variable and say, our original price, let's do P for price. And we know it has the same pattern as number 4. We would take the price plus 7%, which is 0.07 times that original price. But now we know, instead of knowing what we started with, we know what we end with, 73.90. So let's go backwards. Can we solve this? Yeah, here's a happy face saying we're in math land and we have an equation that we can solve. This is 1p plus 0.07p. We know how to put those together. 1.07p equals 73.90. Divide to get rid of the 1.07. Divide by 1.07. Divide by 1.07. And p is going to equal, let's plug it in the calculator, 73.90 divided by 1.07 equals 69.1 or 69.07. 69.07 if we go out to the nearest penny. Let's check our answer. 69.07. Great.